Hello, and welcome to Ratatouille Plot Review.
I'm Remy.
And I'm Logbog.
Today, we're going to be discussing Caterpillar, the heavy machinery.
The heavy machinery.
Logbog,
Yeah.
is Caterpillar different than cat?
Are we talking about the animal or the heavy machinery?
The heavy machinery, Logbog.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the same thing. They just shorten it to cat. It's the big yellow
Really?
ones with the cat and the.
I just always see the cat. I never knew that was short for Caterpillar.
Yeah, no, it's short for caterpillar because of the way they move with the treads and stuff. I think.
When was your last experience with a Caterpillar heavy machinery?
Experience with it probably. Like, you know, I've just kind of seen them around, and that's one thing.
Well, seeing them around could be an experience.
But I'm gonna say more notable experiences would be like, I don't know, probably like 10 years back. I was like 7 or something, and I distinctly remember looking outside, and there was a caterpillar steamroller.
Oh,
And I thought, oh, neat, and then that was it, and we drove away.
that's a good one. Steamroller.
The steamrollers are like, think about it, they're kind of weird. It's like, okay, we're taking this it's basically a truck. We're putting a big drum on the front of it that's gonna get hot. And
did
then
they get hot? I thought they were just.
I thought that was what the steam part was, is they used hot steam because it had to like flatten out, like
asphalt. Yeah,
tarmac.
that does make sense. I just assumed it was leftover from a bygone era when they were actually steam powered.
I think I'm not sure. I don't know this. This is purely guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw like a picture one time of a steamroller in like the 1800s, and it was identical to what we've got now. And people were just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Steamrollers, it's a big rolly thing.
And it does the big roll, and that's what we need.
Like, I can't think of how you would improve on that.
Have you seen the handheld ones?
No. Wait. Rolling pins?
No. Go into your kitchen and you're like, hey, could you pass me the steamroller? And then they're like,
I mean, if you steamed it, if it was like a steam cleaner, but in
yeah, you tape what are they? Instead of irons, like the steamers, you tape one of those to the rolling pin.
Yeah.
And it like heats up and moistens your food as you flatten it.
Yeah, exactly. Steamed hams.
No, but they have like, I don't. Okay, now this is what makes me think that they don't heat up. Is that the handheld ones, it's basically just a smaller one of the rolly bits, but it's got two just metal bars coming off the side of it going into the middle so it can roll. And you just push it along, and it doesn't seem like it would get hot unless it's like.
How? What are they used for? For roads?
I guess for smaller things, maybe like a sidewalk.
How? There's got to be like a handle, because if it's just a perfect circle, and you're trying to roll that thing, your arms would have to be longer than the radius if you didn't want to roll yourself.
No, yeah, the thing is a circle, and then there are basically, it's a bar that goes through the middle of it and then comes back towards you. Like, imagine like a lawnmower.
Oh,
but instead of a lawnmower, there's a
does
big
make
heavy
sense.
thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
yeah, maybe it's for like flattening out dirt.
Maybe.
Or
maybe. Yeah, just any small thing that needs to be flattened.
Yeah, it's just like a smaller project where you don't need a whole steamroller and you don't want to go get one, so therefore you just bring in the little guy.
Bring in the new guy. This is a job for the intern.
It's like the big one's James P. Sullivan and the small one is Mike Wazowski. Like, when I think about him, that's a pretty accurate description
Is
of the
the
two of
big
them.
guy's name James P. Sullivan?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Shortened down to Sully because that's
Yeah.
his last name. But yeah, they say James P. Sullivan in the movie.
I haven't seen the movie in a long time. Almost as long as it's been since I've seen Ratatouille. Maybe longer.
God, but it's such a good. I rewatched it recently, and like half of it's the nostalgia of going back and going, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And half of it's going, you know what, this movie's still pretty funny.
Yeah. I liked
You know,
it, which is
like that's
unusual for me and movies.
oh, I'm well aware. And for me, that's the not you liking it. That's a sign of a good kids movie, is when you grow up and you watch it again, and you actually enjoy it.
For sure. That is definitely a sign.
Cause like we've got there's other ones. I'm trying to think of one where I never. Okay, so you know Johnny Test.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason I watched it was because I was out of every other show on Netflix.
Ah.
And I know that's something you wouldn't know about, seeing as there was too much. What was it?
Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Super Mario Brothers Super
That's
Show.
what got
you didn't have
Netflix banned in my house.
A similar story here. My dad really didn't want us watching it. He's like, it's bad, don't watch it, it's really terrible. And I'm like, please, it's a Mario TV show, I've gotta see one episode. So I've seen one episode in my entire life.
Oh my god. The
and
Super
I'm
Show,
not sure.
is that the one with Captain Lou, or is that the animated one, or are those the same show?
There's an animated segment and a live action segment.
Okay. So you've seen the episode that's got Nysa the princess to invite us over for spaghetti, eh, Luigi?
Okay, all I remember about the episode that I watched, there's two things. One, it was in the intro, and I thought, I'm almost certain I misheard it, because I was like a small child. Was Mario opened the show, or at least after the intro or something, by saying, "Hello, horizontals," and that was what he said. And that was, I'm almost certain it's that I couldn't listen to accents as a kid, but anyway, so it's that.
Yeah.
And it's Luigi, Mario, and Peach, and they're in a snowy area, and they find a fire flower, and then I think Luigi picks up the fire flower.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
And that's all I remember.
Yeah.
And like, if I remember, it wasn't a good show, but it wasn't it's better than Johnny Test.
Yeah, what were you gonna say about Johnny Test? Because personally, I was able to watch every episode of Johnny Test before my parents realized it was inappropriate and banned me from watching more of it.
I think I've also watched every episode of Johnny Test, and I'm just gonna say, like, thinking back on it, I'm gonna be fair, I haven't watched it since.
Yeah.
But it just seems wildly unfunny. When half the show is just the whip cracks.
The whip crack. I didn't notice that at that age.
I noticed the whip cracks, but I didn't notice how frequently they were.
I didn't notice them at all. Like, they just blended in.
I mean, they did, and then someone pointed it out, and I went, oh.
Ooh, the whip crack.
Yeah, like, I'm just thinking about it, and, like, it's kind of a boring, like, compared to the other, like, golden content TV, like, it was at the same time when, like, I had Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, oh, are we gonna get into this?
Avatar is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree, and it's a good show. I think I like it way more than you, but also I'm gonna discount anything you say because you don't like anything.
I like animated things, and I like TV shows, okay? Those are judged on a different scale.
These are the same that is exactly what this is. This is an animated TV show.
And I thought it was only okay. A lot of people
Is there anything you didn't like about it?
No.
Like, specifically, other than just like, oh, it was all right, you're like, it was all like, oh, this was pretty good, except they did this.
I don't know. I'm trying to think back. I watched it like a year ago, and I don't remember. It just didn't strike me as much of anything. I was like, yeah, this seems like a normal...
Like, thinking about it, it does, like, the first season, like, isn't the best. Like, I classify the first season and maybe the first season and a half as okay. But then, like, it does get better, and I'll say by the end, like, it's a damn good show.
I like the animals.
Oh, yeah, the animals are great.
That was a really good part. Anytime they had an animal on screen, it was fantastic.
You remember the bear?
Yeah, Appa.
Thanks, Remy.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the bear. Anyway, Johnny Test, it's okay, let's okay.
He had a head of fiery hair and a turbocharged backpack. You can't hate on that.
Yeah, it's the humor. Okay, when I think of Johnny Test, I think of it's the show for what corporations think tweens are like, where they wear the shirt with the skull on it and they play electric guitar, and they said, all right, how do we make a relatable character for little tween boys? And this is what they came up with.
They pretty much nailed it.
And yeah, absolutely perfect.
Dead on.
We both have watched every episode of Johnny Test, and I have also watched every episode of Invader Zim.
Oh, I wish I'd watched every episode of Invader Zim, but it got banned because I got in trouble for something. And then they were like, as your punishment for this heinous crime, we're banning Invader Zim. Which, looking back on it, they probably just wanted to do that from the start. And we're looking for any excuse.
Like, there's nothing particularly, like... the whole vibe is what's inappropriate. Like,
yeah.
The content? No. Like, the content's fine. It's about an alien, and it's weird, but it's just off.
I mean, like, yeah. It's pretty much... It's horror, but for baby.
Yeah. Basically horror that you can watch.
Exactly, and that's why I liked it.
It's just that and Nightmind.
Yeah, Nightmind got too scary for me. I don't watch him anymore.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched him in a while. He started just going into, I'm gonna basically just play clips from this thing, and then be like, I don't know what's up with it because it's not over yet. I'm basically just gonna recap.
I mean, I liked his recap
series.
ones, but he started getting into more and more obscure ones, which were more and more scary. Like, the mainstream ones aren't as spooky, kind of because
they appeal to everyone, and that's why they're popular.
And then I get into the smaller ones, and I'm like, I don't want to know about this one. This doesn't give me any cool pop culture or even subculture cred.
You could never bring it up, and you're like, hey, do you know about have you ever heard of the Three Little Bears ARG? And people are like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it's about this. There's a homunculus. There's ghost children. There's an apocalypse. The sun is gone. And...
and then there's this thing they call the Arch that we're not quite sure what it is yet because it's still going, and it'll be going for the next 3 years.
And it was like, okay, cool. Whereas, when I bust out my "don't hug me, I'm scared" theories at the party, everybody flocks around.
Everyone loves that.
I know... I'm well versed in both MatPat and the scholarly writings of Nathaniel Mind.
Have you Have you heard anything about the how they're like getting an actual TV show?
Who?
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Oh, that
It's like
sounds
on their
pretty
channel.
cool.
There's a trailer for it, and they're
Huh.
like they're getting picked up by someone.
Well, good for them. Logbog, I think
This
this is the end of our show.
this has been Ratatouille plot review.
We started
went
off- how did
from
we-
steamrollers,
Cat heavy machinery.
cat heavy machinery to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared's TV show.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this. We'll catch you in the next episode. Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Bye bye.